Hello, Ryan. Bonjour.
Hello. Bonjour.
Hello.
Привет.
Привет. Пока.
Da.
Ryan is a very smart man. Tell us, Ryan, how can we find you on social media before we actually get to know you, so that everybody can know where you are?
Social media is a hot mess, so I don't try to keep one thing going, and that's Instagram.
Okay.
So you can
Instagram.
find me on Ryan Azia, Ryan Azia.
Yes.
Yep.
And let us talk about your name, Ryan Azia. Is that the name that you were born with, or is that your stage name?
That's a stage name, actually.
Yes. So
Yes.
Can you tell us a little story behind your stage name?
So I have a very long name, and Ryan is like a middle name. So Ryan Azia came about. I used to be a nightclub promoter back in the, I want to say, 90s, early 2000s. So I was promoting at a club called Dream.
Oh, I've probably been to Dream.
Yeah.
Maybe once.
It's a very interesting club. It's a huge club. I think it was like one of the first mega clubs in the United States of America. So we used to promote on the third floor, but that third floor was predominantly Asians. Mm-hmm. So we used to have these VIP cards that we would hand out. So on it said Guest of Ryan, but underneath it said Asia, because that was the theme of the night. Oh. So when I would hand these cards out to people, it would literally say Guest of Ryan Asia. Okay. So all these young kids, they don't know any better. They thought that was my name.
So they just called you Ryan Asia?
Yeah, and it just stuck.
All
so
right.
I just changed the S to a Z.
I love that. And so now that's your stage name. That's how
pretty much.
Everybody knows you by.
Yeah.
What is your actual name? Do you mind sharing?
It's Olderico Ryan Concepcion Villacruzes.
Oh my goodness.
Which is too long.
It's amazing though. It's definitely a famous person's name. So speaking of fame, can you tell us what you're famous for?
My birthmark.
Well, what about your talent?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm known for mostly art and photography, pretty much, and design work and things like that. Okay,
so let's kind of dive a little deeper into each one of those. So let's talk about photography.
Okay.
So you are a very well-known photographer, especially in the Virginia, Richmond area, but definitely all over. So tell us how you got into this craft.
So photography actually isn't my thing. It's something that I got thrown into. So originally I was a designer doing design work. And then,
design, like clothing designer?
Clothing and jewelry.
Ooh.
Stuff like that. So pretty much I would create these designs, and then my friend Noel, who's a photographer, actually, I would go there and we would like collaborate, and he would take pictures.
Okay.
And that's when I was living in the DC area. But then I had to move to Richmond. So when I moved to Richmond, I really didn't have anyone to take my pictures. So I just got a camera off Facebook Marketplace and just started taking pictures, and it just kind of like
escalated, right?
Yeah, it was like an avalanche effect.
At which point did you realize, dang, I'm actually really good at this?
I don't think we ever think that, because I think if you say that you're good at something, you have nothing to strive for.
It's true.
So.
But when did you realize this is actually a gift that I have that I can give to other people? Because I've seen your Instagram. You have so many amazing photos and so many models that really travel far and wide to work with you. So when did you realize that? Was it soon after you started doing photography, or
I want to
was
say
there
like
a particular project that made
a year and a half probably into it, when people just started like bothering me for it, and I started getting overwhelmed because I wasn't being able to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it's like all these photography, all these shoots and everything. So I was like, all right, I guess people like it.
Yeah.
So I just kept on going. Yeah. And then I think during that time, my mother was really sick, so she ended up passing during that time. And I ended up having to go through like old photographs and things like that. And while I was going through it, I realized there was a lot of like images there that resembled the type of images that I'm taking. So it was like those old black and white, 1960s, 70s type vibe. And it was just an interesting thing. So in a way, I kind of took it from that, just kind of transitioned it into what I was already doing, like subconsciously. Yeah. So it was like, in a way, your mom's old photos inspired you, but you were already doing it. Mm-hmm.
So So
I think it was like
tied the
ingrained.
two things together when you saw them.
Yeah, I don't think I was inspired by them. I think it was just what I knew. And then also like kind of reading her fashion magazines and stuff like that. And then just having a background in art. I was just really replicating stuff that I had already seen.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about your art.
Yeah.
So what do you do with art? What kind of art do you do? Do you paint?
So pretty much all multimedia type art. Basically, I would just do anything, whatever it was. But then didn't really like start focusing on it until maybe, I want to say, after I started doing photography or right before photography, because when I was doing it, I was basically appropriating magazine images, like high fashion magazines. I would draw art on and stuff like that, and just doing like, you know, fashion drawing because of all the design work and stuff. But then it got to the point where I was like, I don't know if I could sell these because it's other person's artwork. And I was like, I have a lot of good looking friends. So I started taking pictures of them and started, you know, appropriating their photography.
Do you ever showcase your art in any galleries or any sort
mostly
of events?
solo exhibitions right now. I'm kind of going the guerrilla marketing route, just kind of bringing it up because more people know me for the photography rather than the art. Yeah. So I had to find a way to make this transition to let people know, like, hey, I'm an artist. So the photography is actually the clickbait. So once you get you look at the photography and then you realize, oh, he's actually an artist. That's why if you look at my social media, there's nothing on it that says I'm a photographer.
That is true. Yes. Yeah. Well, also you've become over the years a leader in the fashion industry, especially in Richmond area. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I became executive director for Richmond Fashion Week, I said right before or during the pandemic. And then pretty much the whole job was pretty much just rebuilding the brand, just making it better and things like that. But I came on as a brand strategist because there was no position for me.
Okay.
So when I came on as brand strategist, I literally revamped a lot of things without asking. Yeah. So when I was doing it, I was kind of doing it under the radar, but then the results were positive. But if I had crashed and burned, then I would have taken a lot of blame.
That's true.
You know, but because they were successful in what I was doing, I think it was just the point where it's just like, okay, well, he proved it, you know. Yeah. And then I do have a background in finance and accounting as a designer and photographer, so that's when I moved from brand strategist over to executive director. Oh, and now I have this nice team built up at RVA Fashion Week, and our goal is to really like solidify ourselves, you know, as like a New York Fashion Week incubator. Yeah. So anywhere between like Miami all the way to Atlanta, all the way to Philly. Right. I feel like we have a good control of that area. That's
amazing. So what's your favorite thing right now out of everything you're working on? What just makes your heart feel?
8 hours of sleep.
8 hours of sleep. That's true.
Because I don't get much of that. But for the most part, I think... How much
sleep do you get?
About 3 to 4 a day. Yeah. But the only reason I'm able to function is because like half the day I'm kind of daydreaming anyway.
That's true.
So I'm just going through the motions.
That's what you do.
So it's kind of like, it's like a very monotone kind of life. You don't get too excited, you don't get too sad. So you conserve energy throughout the day.
I love that.
It's not healthy.
Is that an advice that you can give to the public? No,
it's taking years of training.
Emotional.
It's taking years of training, so.
Yeah.
But probably my favorite thing right now is really, believe it or not, I do like photography, and it's mostly because I meet a lot of people. Yeah. A lot of nice people. So.
What are some of the well-known, I guess, celebrity clients that you've worked with, that you've met over the years, that have made an impression on you?
I mean, there's a lot of like, well, I wouldn't say celebrities, but I would say like people from like old families.
Like old money?
Old money.
Yeah.
They're the ones who impress me the most.
Yeah, what are they like? Are they different?
You would never know.
You would never know?
Yeah. Oh. They just maintain this air of, I don't even want to say, it's like, you know, it's just they have this air of aristocracy, the American aristocracy in a way, but they're very well mannered, very educated.
Okay.
You know, they know the value of your work, and I think that's the most important thing to me.
That's true.
Because some celebrities you'll meet, sometimes they just want a freebie because they're a celebrity, you know. But old money, or like people, you know, who've been like flying under the radar and have come from these like powerful, you know, families or whatever, they're probably the most.
They appreciate.
Yeah, they're the ones I like the most working with.
And what kind of work do you do with them? Can you use
Usually,
your style, or
yeah.
do you have to?
So that's
kinda go
another
with their
thing.
style?
So a lot of celebrities, they'll hire you mainly to just be a picture taker, but sometimes they'll hire you because you have a unique style. You know, one day we'll get to that level, like Anne Leibovitz, you know, Peter Lindbergh, David Bailey. They have a unique style and they get hired for that. But until then,
just follow them and.
We hope for that, you know what I mean? So I think when I see these families that I shoot with, I shoot a lot of black and white. And I think that timeless factor is what they like. And they like this very quiet, stoic, them in their studies or them in their like natural habitat, just taking these like, you know, black and white, almost family style pictures. So that's what they like.
Very cool. So tell us, what do you enjoy doing outside of your art right now?
I like fishing. I like a lot of sports.
Okay. And you
Basketball,
live close to
tennis.
the water,
Yeah.
right?
So I go fishing all the time. Freshwater, saltwater. I'm from DC, so sewer water. We fish it all. So yeah, so I do that. Play a lot of tennis. Play a lot of basketball when I can. I eat a lot. Go to the clubs, the bars, party, events.
Yeah.
But I'm
A lot of
not,
events.
yeah. But I'm not very social.
Are there any events that we can find you at that are coming up?
Any fashion week's you can find me there. Any like gala, nonprofit events, I'm there. Some art openings. A lot of art community stuff. A lot of streetwear community stuff I like to attend.
Very cool.
Those are fun.
Is there anything else that you want to tell to your audience that they should take away about you?
That's a tough question because I'm pretty introverted.
Introverted?
Yeah, so I don't really like give my secrets out.
No secrets.
But at the end of the day, well, yeah, you know. But if you get me, like, you can get me, buy me some fried chicken, and I might talk.
Fried chicken, okay.
Yeah, so I might talk. But for the most part, you know, just don't talk, just do.
Yeah.
Yeah, results.
Very cool. Well,
Yep.
that's really great to get to know you better.
Yeah.
And
Till next time.
Till next time, and we look
Yeah.
forward to seeing all of your accomplishments and your journey.
Yeah, we'll follow up then. We'll see where I'm at.
We will.
Thank you.
Thank you.